Hello friends, this is Dr. Sudhansh Sharma from School of Computer Information Sciences, and today we will be discussing about the first session of formulas and functions, and this will be an introductory session, and in this session we will be learning about basic concepts of formulas and functions, and we will be comparing that what is the difference in between formula and function. Apart from this, we will be discussing about some of the important points, and let's start the session. The objectives of today's sessions are related to that understanding of the basic formulas available in Excel, and later on in this session you will be understanding about the basic functions available in MS Excel and how to construct and insert the formulas. We will be learning about the various kind of functions available in MS Excel. We are focusing on MS Excel, however there are different type of spreadsheet softwares available, and be it proprietary or open source, but since the course has experimented the concepts on MS Excel, we will be exploring MS Excel only. So what is the fundamental difference in between functions and formula? Actually, for any spreadsheet software, the functions and formulas are in fact the bread and butter of that software, and there are various formulas and functions available in MS Excel to cater various type of problems, be it related to the financial problem or logical or statistical or mathematical, or be it related to date and time, and different type of categories of problems are there. We will be catering all these type of problems or functional areas with the help of different functions and formulas. So what is the fundamental difference in between formula and a function? Formula is something, an expression which you can construct on your own with the help of the operators by defining your own conditions, and these conditions and operators can be applied over a cell or a range of cells. But what are functions? The functions are in fact the predefined calculations in any spreadsheet application. Likewise, you customize some function. You can design your own functions also, and use the functions in the formula also to customize your spreadsheet. So formula is something that the creator has the hold, but function is something that which is already predefined in the spreadsheet. To better understand this, let's see this. If we want to add three numbers in the cell A1, A2, A3, I hope you are already familiar with the type of addressing. We have already discussed absolute addressing and relative addressing in our past sessions, and we are directly coming into the different type of addressing modes over here. Likewise, in a formula, say we want to embed an equation where we need to add three cell references, that is A1, A2 and A3. So if we want to draft a formula, it will be in the format that A1 plus A2 plus A3. But mind it that every function or formula should start with equal to. If we didn't start the function or formula with equal to, it will be literally taken as a text. So the first and the foremost important thing is to address any formula or to type any formula. You select a cell, mark equal to, and then select the respective ranges. Likewise, over here in this example, to add three cell references A1, A2, A3, we selected C1 and place the formula equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3, and in A1 and A2 and A3 the number which are available are 1, 3 and 5. The moment we press enter, the result is reflected at the position C1, which is 9. Now same thing can be addressed with the help of the function. The function to add the numbers is in fact sum. We can write the function again at the same situation, same location, that is C1, by pressing equal to and then writing sum in the parenthesis A1 colon A3. That means we are addressing the cell reference range from A1 to A3, and when we press the enter, the sum of the numbers present in the range A1 to A3 will be reflected in the cell reference C1, that is in fact 9. So sum is predefined. That means we program a function named sum where the argument passed are A1 to A3, and these arguments are being referred to make the sum of the values available in the cells A1 to A3. Now subsequently, if we are constructing a formula, we need to take care of some of the things. Likewise, as I told you that first and foremost you are supposed to put an equal to sign. If an equal to sign is not placed over there, the content will be taken in the text format or will be literally considered only. Now over here, say as I already said, say I want to add two numbers in the cell reference B1 and C1, and I want to reflect the result in A1, then automatically I can put it in two terms. That means at A1 I can select the cell A1, put equal to over there, and then put the formula a B1 plus C1, or I can put equal to sum B1 colon C1, and this will give me the answer as it is discussed earlier. Now if I want to edit a formula, I say I wrongly typed a formula in some cell, and I want later on I realize that there is something wrong with that and I want to edit it. Then what is the mechanism? In order to do this, you can directly select a cell, press F2, and you can edit the formula. That means select a cell, press F2 and edit the formula, and then directly put an enter. Or you can select the cell, go to the formula bar as it is reflected by a yellow arrow. In this formula bar, you can edit the formula and then press enter, and the corrected version will be reflected in the respective cell. No matter which option you use, but you are supposed to press enter to confirm the changes when it is done. And if you want to cancel or leave the formula unchanged, click the escape key. That means if you want that okay, this is not correct, then just simply press escape and you will be out of that part. So this is something important related to the entering, that is insertion of the formulas and the editing of the formulas. Now there are some important points that all formulas in fact return a result. Now what is an Excel? Excel is an application software. That means it is a software which is written in some programming language, and the programming language in which it is written is Visual Basic. So VBA, actually Visual Basic Assistant, is one of the mechanisms which runs at the background and which is being used to develop different type of formulas. You can develop your own formulas by going into the developer tab, or you can simply press Alt F11 to draft your own formulas. But this is out of the scope of this part. So all the formulas are in fact returning something, and likewise if some error has gone, then they also report the error also over here. You can see that there is a spreadsheet where the results of March and April are mentioned. So far as the third row is concerned, the results of March are absent, and we want to monitor the percent change in the results of March and April. So because in the third row the content of March is absent, as a result of which the formula which is incorporated at cell D4, that is equal to C4 minus B4 divided by B4, will give you divide by 0 error, because the value in the March section of March row of March column and row 4 is absent, as a result of which the division by 0 error is reflected over here. So that means you need to understand that formulas reflect and returns some values, and these returned values are being reported in the respective cells. Subsequently, we need to understand the copy and paste formula mechanism. That means if we copy a formula from some cell and directly paste it into other cell, then automatically the references are being taken care. Likewise, a spreadsheet is shown over here where 3 rows are mentioned under the column A, which is related to red, blue and green, and the respective values are mentioned in column B, C and D. In column E, we are taking care of some formula, and applying that formula we are getting some result. Now if we copy this formula from E1 to E2, then automatically the results, the values from B2, C2 and D2 are taken care. That means automatically the referencing is changed, and this is already taken care when you learned about the cell referencing mechanism, where you learned about the relative addressing and the absolute addressing. So I hope you understand that copy and paste formula mechanism is also important. And apart from this, there are different operators which are being used to design a formula, and these operators are having some sequence in which they are being evaluated to get the final result. The order of the operations is that firstly the parentheses are being evaluated, then exponents are being taken care, subsequently the multiplication and division operations are solved, further thereafter addition and subtraction is taken care, and lastly concatenation and logical operators are performed. So in order to solve any formula, we are supposed to follow a sequence, and this sequence is referred as order of operations, where first comes parentheses, then exponent, then multiplication, division, addition and subtraction, subsequently concatenation and logical operators. And in this way you can design any formula, or you can solve any problem of in Excel. The sequence which is followed is this only. Now there is a separate class of formula which is called array formula. Say you are having two columns and say B1 and C1, and you want to multiply each component of B1 into C1, then if you get the results in say D1. So to select the cell D1 and you will type equal to B1 into C1, then you can copy the formula. Say 1000 of the entries are there, then it is very difficult to type it again and again. You can copy and paste the formula, that is one of the way, but the better mechanism is to use the array formulas. Array formulas are also referred as control shift and enter formulas. These are the formulas which are used in general to perform a particular operation on an array. The array could be a one dimensional, that is a column or a row, or it could be two dimensional, that means it can involve both row and columns altogether. To understand this, say we are having an Excel sheet which is reflecting the quantity and price of different software or computer components or the accessories, may it be say laptop, desktop or smartphones or earphones, and different components which are being used in as mobile gadgets, and they are having different prices and quantities. Now you want to calculate the amount, that means you want to multiply the quantity and the price altogether. So one of the mechanism is that say in column B we are having the quantity, and column C we are having the price for laptop, desktop, smartphones and earphones and headphones and other things. Now one mechanism is that in cell D2 you type equal to B2 colon B8 into C2 colon C8. This will not work in fact unless and until you transform this expression into array formula. To transform this expression into array formula, you are supposed to select the cells from D2 to D8 and type equal to B2 colon B8 into C2 colon C8, and then control shift and enter is to be pressed altogether. And when the moment you press control shift and enter, the formula get transformed into an array formula. That means you will find an automatically curly braces appears at the ends of the formula, and the results are reflected in the respective column. So that means that each cell in column D will be having the values respectively, that is B2 into C2, B3 into C3, and accordingly up to B8 into C8, and respective results are reflected. So that means the values in column B and values in column C of the Excel sheet are multiplied one by one respectively, and their results are reflected in column D. Now we are having the concept of the functions. Now functions are, in fact we already know that they are the pre-structured or predefined formulas. They are customized. already customized, and you can use them by simply typing equal to. The moment you type equal to and you type the name of the function, it got activated. And the syntax of function is in fact function name. In the parentheses you are supposed to pass the arguments, and the arguments are dependent upon the type of function you are dealing with. Likewise, we had already discussed that in case of sum, you are simply typing equal to sum, and in the parentheses the numbers are to be passed, and automatically the sum of all those numbers is reflected. But there might be a situation when you want to count something and you want to count on the basis of some condition. Likewise, in a row, say there are some colors reflected, likewise red, green, blue, red, and you want to know that how many times red is repeated in a column. Then you may be using the formula count if. So at that point of time, you will be using the formula in the format equal to count if, and select the range, that is the range of cells in which you want to search for, and then press comma, and you can pass on the parameter, and you will find that how many times the things is repeated or the things are counted. So let's see, this is a COUNTIF example. We are having a column A in which red, blue, green, red, blue is mentioned at cell reference A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5, and I want to know that how many times red has appeared. So I selected say column C or cell C1 and type down the formula equal to count if A1 colon A5, that is I selected the range from A1 to A5, and in that range I want to hunt for the name red. So in the quotes I passed on the criteria, that is red, and automatically the answer 2 is returned. And it is already discussed that functions or formulas returns the value. So this is the function which counts the red appear 2 times, and as a result of which the result 2 is reflected at position C1. So output of any formula or function can be fed directly to another formula or function. That means if we want to reuse this the result, we can automatically use these formulas or functions into some other formula or function, and we can design or customize the formulas accordingly as per the requirement of our application. We will be understanding these concepts later on. Now there are different mechanisms in which we can directly insert the functions. One of the mechanisms is shown over here, that you select the cell, and when the moment you start typing the function, is different class of functions, different type of functions are being reflected into the cell as shown in the slide, and you can select the function which is in your need, and you can press the tab, and accordingly that function will be activated, and you can pass on the parameters as desired by the functions. So over here again the COUNTIF mechanism is reflected over here. The moment I typed equal to count if, a series of functions are activated. I selected COUNTIF, and then I passed on the parameters, that is the range of cells, and the parameter, that is the condition which I am hunting for, and accordingly the result is reflected. Subsequently, we can also explore the functions and the formulas by going on to the formula tab, and there you can explore that there are variety of functions and formulas mentioned over there. You can explore the mathematical and trigonometrical functions, statistical functions, financial functions, logical functions, and there are more functions, and you can directly go to the formula tab onto the menu ribbon, and from that you can choose the different category, and you can select the formula under that category. Apart from this, you can also go into the insert function part. The moment you click the insert function, a series of functions appear, and you can select the respective function category, and then you can apply the same. So I hope you were able to understand what are the concepts of functions and formulas, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.